Hi, this is Mark Laux. Today we're going to talk about die cutting on the Heidelberg windmill. Anytime a printed piece is produced that has contours or shape, a die is used. And what you see here is the back of the die and the front of the die. This die is used to produce a bottleneck tag. This bottleneck tag is printed in sheets like this. Many of these are put up, actually 8 of these are put up on a sheet. It's kind of like a cookie cutter. So what you get after this has been die cut are a whole bunch of these and a whole bunch of holes. The piece gets folded and popped right over the top of the cap, ready to drink. Here's another die. You can see on the back there's this piece of metal tape. That's used to make micro adjustments in the printing press to push this up ever so slightly, just because sometimes pieces will get missed. What I mean is that it won't cut all the way through. So it's kind of like an incomplete cut. So they put these pieces of metal tape on the back, and they're used to build up the back, pushing this up higher so it can cut through. If you don't have the die striking deep enough, you'll wind up with rough edges. If it's not done properly, these won't come out, and then you have, a bunch of pieces that have to be pushed out really hard by hand. Now, when this job is produced, they have to be pushed out by hand anyway, but it can become more difficult. That adds to the time that it takes to produce a job. Here's another example of an earlier version of this. This die is a one-up die. As a one-up die, it would be ideal for smaller runs, like 5,000, 10,000, maybe 20,000. But when you get into larger quantities, then you want to have more pieces being cut out. It's kind of like if you're making cookies. If you have a cookie cutter that cuts out 6 or 8 cookies, you can do that in the same amount of time as it takes to do one multiple times. So in this case, this die gets mounted into a chase inside the printing press. It's fixed, and the paper comes up and it squeezes against these rubber cushions, and inside this die is razor sharp steel. The razor sharp steel just kiss cuts the face, and out of that you get this piece. Across here, this bar is a score bar. That bar does nothing more than put a crease in here that allows for the easy folding of it. So here, for example, is a die cut eye patch. This is printed as a flat piece and then it's glued together. And this folder, when it's produced, is also die cut. So here, for example, is a die cut piece. You can see it's got little pieces inside of it that have been die cut. This has been printed flat and then folded and glued. It's die cut. On the back, you can see it has an area to hold these little metal tokens so they stand up. So this was die cut. This folder was die cut. You can see where they came out of. There's this little opening, so that was cut by a die. So the same sharpened steel rule that's used to cut these bottleneck tags can also be used to die cut folders. This folder was originally die cut out of a flat sheet. So this angle here was cut, this was cut, over on this side it was cut. And you can turn yourself into a pirate. Arr. Thank you for joining me for today's video. Check out the website to learn more. Thank you.